Welcome back, Nero di Venere channel here. I'm really excited because now just came here the courier DPD, and from Jackson's Art I got this. Woo, 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 woo. Yes, I wait this for ages. This is a new product. It's called Aqua Drop. It's made by Schmincke. Thank you, Schmincke, for made this. Why I'm excited? Because I've used the Schmincke product for ages with my airbrush, but the other color was acrylic, so specific for airbrush. Those color are not acrylic. This is actually watercolor liquid. No ink, no India ink, no acrylic, nothing about that. Pure watercolor liquid. That means I can use this to make my painting using just one range of color. Sometimes I mix, if you follow me, sometimes you saw I mix acrylic and watercolor, and this is fine, no problem at all. But this is actually watercolor, liquid watercolor. And whoa, when I saw this a few weeks ago, I just go straight away, because this is not sponsored. I want to be sure about this, so I'm going to do a deep review of this product, totally honest, pro and cons, what I like, what I don't like. I don't know yet, because I traced a little bit of just a sketch on the paper, and I'm going to use and do a review of those color with my best friend, and of course with the brushes. These are new brushes, is Esco da Ultimo, just arrived. I've never tried this because usually I use the Da Vinci Casaneo or Da Vinci Pure Kolinsky Sable. So I'm going to try those guys with this, and I can't wait to see how they work with the airbrush, because you know I start to use the airbrush in the 2000s, so this is March 2020. Yeah, 20 years ago. Well, stop to talk. I can't wait. I have to go to try those colors. Sorry. See you later for the greetings, for the final result, for the pro cons, what I like, what I don't like. I'll be totally honest, 101%. Paint now. There we go. I'm going to start with the easy test on 100% cotton paper. This is a little list just to avoid to forget something I have to do. I show you the bottle, plastic with a drop counter, and as you can see, as usual, like Schmincke does, you can see here 5 stars. Well, that's a number of the pigment. 5 stars, that means how can they stay bright in the light, and the small square there means they are transparent, like watercolor usually are. I show you any single bottle I bought just to make sure they are basically the same, because if I remember well, as you can see here, that means is a little bit more opaque, not too much, because remember, those are watercolor. If you see some acrylic, you can see maybe some half black and half white. That means a semi-transparent, or a black square. That means are fully, you can cover basically everything. I'm going to use a green, and I'll start with the brush on 100% cotton paper. I will start to leave a drop with no dilution, a little shake more just to be sure I mix all the pigment. So I'm going to leave a drop straight from the bottle and another drop with dilution in water. I think I will do 1 drop, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 drops of water and 1 drop of color. just to see how can be good the dilution, how they are pigmented, because actually I don't know yet. I cut the paper just because I want to do two different tests. So in these stripes I will do the test with the brushes, and in the other one I will do the test with the airbrush. So we'll start to do a fill, flat and fill square. The pigment works really good. It's quite pigmented. You can work really easy with this. As you can see, it's quite nice. Then I'll try to do some usually movement I do when I paint, to try how is the shading, how can get in one pass from full color basically to blending in nothing. Really good. I like this color a lot. Washing the brush in the water, and then see what happened with wet on dry. So this is not the fully pigmented color, because as you can see I did a dilution, and now I want to see what happened with shading and blending. So I'll start with full color, and then I will extend with the water, because this is the typically probably the most this is the things I do often when I paint. So from full color basically to nothing. Then I will try to mix two different color, to blend two different colors. Oh, I want to see also what happens if you remove some color before he's completely dry. I add a little bit of orange, because if you remember, those colors are not completely transparent, or well, the square is cut, and I don't know what actually means in watercolor style. So I have to see what happens with a normal transparent color versus the square with the diagonal inside. So I'm going to blend the green and orange, and see what happens after they will dry, because now I think it's quite nice, but we have to see what happens after the dry things. And then last but not least, because a lot of people do that, I'm washing the brush now in the water, clean water. I have to try what happened in wet on wet technique. So I'm getting the paper completely wet with the clean water. I extend a little bit just to avoid to make it too wet, and then I still to try with the green we use at the beginning, just because I don't want to use different color to make the same test. So I'm going to dip. Nice. I like how they extend. As you can see, really pigmented. I like the reaction of those color in wet on wet. Now just let dry and see what happens. Airbrush test. This make me really excited. So 1 drop of color and again 4 drops of water. I'm mixing with the air into the cup, and then I will start to spray. Yeah, usually I use with the needle exposed. I absolutely love this color. Spray with this color is outstanding for me. I like a lot. I'm totally in love. Also, I think I can do small lines, fine lines. The shading are absolutely outstanding. Yeah, fine lines as well. And also I want to see what happened with the, you know, when you got some splash. I don't know how that, the splodge, actually you can call that. So I want to see what happened when you do mistakes, because that happen quite often when you use the airbrush. Well, not often, but I mean, if you're a beginner about airbrush, that can happen really often, and actually it's not really bad. With some other colors are definitely worse. I want to see what happened with the shading from full color to basically nothing. So blending the color into the paper, and also how fast is the cleaning process. But I think this would be absolutely fast because those are not acrylic. I left dry everything, and now I have to see what happened. Oh, I think before I want to show you how the needle are actually clean, and the color in the palette are basically dry. So the airbrush is not clogged. Fantastic, and as you can see, it's clean. I'm spraying actually really water, nothing else. And now I want to see what happened about the reactivate those color. So they're completely dry, and then I'm just adding a drop of water, and as you can see, to reactivate is 1 second, less than 1 second actually, is basically straight away. Fantastic, absolutely amazing. Yeah, as you can see, you can reactivate the color in less than 1 second. The result of the test, because now everything is absolutely dry. I want to try a little bit. I want to see what happens if you try to remove the color after a completely dry. And as you can see, well, this depends from the paper, of course, because the paper is one of the most important thing. I think this is really nice, so it's not too much. This is quite normal. This basically happen with any kind of color, but as you can see, it's not really it's not too much. I think it's fine. So feeling passed, absolutely. The second test, really happy. So from fill to blending in the paper, absolutely passed. Half tone, passed. Yeah, still wet. In this case, I have to tell you a little bit. It's my fault. I should work better at the end of the color. Probably was too wet, so the color just bleed outside. So as you can see, in the left part it's okay, in the second part is not ish. This is a wet on wet, and as you can see, as I just told you before, now this is more or less, so you have to pay attention and work when the paper is still humid. This is the only thing I don't like at all. This is for me, this is no, I don't know what happened. Maybe I have to I didn't use the same dilution of the color. And here again is a wet on wet. Just pay attention on the edge. If you keep an eye on there when the paper is still drying, and you can work with the brush, you can fix these hard edges and make everything absolutely better. So those are the only thing I didn't like. I don't know if it's the orange or if because I used two different dilution. For the airbrush, I think everything is absolutely perfect. Shading is absolutely amazing, fine lines are good, blending to color is with the airbrush, everything is absolutely perfect. Filling, fine lines, really happy. I am absolutely happy about that. Definitely happy about the smooth shading as well, and the cross shading. As you can see here, there is no problem at all. I like when I cross the shading with the airbrush, and how is smooth and soft. Now I'm going to start to paint, as you can see here, a rose. Maybe is one of the most popular rose in the tattoo world, and I start to paint this rose with the first layer in yellow. To make the yellow, I used 8 drops of water and 1 drop of color, so the dilution is really high, and as you can see here, the pigmentation still really beautiful and good. I will do the next steps with I will go darker. So I made 2 steps, 2 layers with the airbrush in yellow and orange, and then I'll finish this painting with the normal brush to make the classical watercolor effect. It will be the effect the same of the reference image you see on the top left on the screen. So now I'm making the 2 layers from in airbrush yellow and orange, and then I will go with the red and dark red. I will make some dark red as well, adding a little bit of green to the red just to see what happens. As I make some color dark, because I didn't buy any jar, any colors from Aqua Drop. I just buy probably 16 bottle. I think the range of color is definitely higher, and I hopefully will be more higher, because those colors are absolutely outstanding. So I can't wait to get more and more colors from schmincke in Aqua Drop style. Paper is really important, but as you can see here, I can make layer on layer. I can remove the excess of the ink with the brush with no problem, so I can't see the difference between those color and the normal, usually classical color from tube or pans. So absolutely happy again about this color. Thank you, schmincke, again. There we go, this is the final result. So as you can see, some details, and you can see how those color works. A little recap of the tool I've used.
Boom, boom, boom.
Schmincke, thank you so much. You got a massive target this time. You are, I have no words, seriously, thank you. This is just some greetings and review ending. I want to tell you some pro and cons. This is the final result. I did everything with aqua drop from schmincke. As you saw before, you saw during the video, and I talked with you enough about these colors during painting, so I don't want to go over again because I'm just really excited because those colors are outstanding. Now, the last things, I want just to tell you some pro and cons. Actually, sorry if I draw a list, but I don't want to miss anything. As you told me before at the start of this video, I'm not sponsored by schmincke, hopefully one day. No, I'm joking. Well, if you want. But anyway, I don't want to miss anything, so I'm going to tell you the pros. Those are real liquid watercolor, and though this is a thing I wait for ages. Usually I found acrylic, India ink, some strange things, I don't know what's inside. Those are real watercolor, and these for me are massive, huge news. You're the first one got it, and thank you so much. I want to talk about the brightness. They're really bright, they're really strong, like as usual schmincke do with their color. I used schmincke science ages ago. I started to use schmincke ages ago with the airbrush, with the watercolor, and of course was one of the best color ever. But those colors for me are a little bit better just because they are real watercolor. They have, as usual, like schmincke does, high pigmentation. That means you can get a really good dilution, so you can use a color pure straight from the bottle, and the pigmentation are really high, the brightness are really high, and but you can get a dilution with water, and then you can get some really smooth and to blend, you know, some shading. It's absolutely wonderful. Reactivation, you can reactivate this color in a bit. This doesn't happen with the other liquid colors because the other liquid, liquid colors, I mean liquid ink, because if you use some India ink, Bombay ink, or I don't know, acrylic ink, when they dry, there is no way to reactivate it at all. Those colors I left one night, and just to reactivate, just spray a little bit of water and ready to go. Thank you. My good pro is they are absolutely outstanding in the airbrush. Thank you. I'm quite excited because I feel emotional because I try to put watercolor in the airbrush for ages. There is no way to get it. They clog, the pigmentation is too high, so you can get a separation from water and pigment, so they clog the airbrush. Those are perfect. Seriously, I feel the same when I spray with the schmincke Aerocolor Pro or Aero Pro Color, but those are not acrylic. That means on the tip of the needle there is no way to clog it, because with the new spray remove the old one, so they don't dry. That's massive for me. That's absolutely, thank you. Last but not least, the price. That price, it's really good. When I saw a few weeks ago these colors, I said, the price should be really high because it's a new product. No one did a kind of color like this before. So I said, No, absolutely no. The price is absolutely perfect compared to the quality. So quality price, I think there is no one in the world did these things. Thank you. Cons. There is no cons. No, I'm not joking. There is no cons. Only one, but it's not actually a cons. Please, schmincke, if you are seeing this video, please, we need a lot of colors. We need a lot of aqua drops, more tint, more color. I need 20 yellow, I need 75 turquoise, I need 150 blues, please. I already used the Horadam, and there is a lot of tint, a lot of different colors you can choose from this one. Make the same amount of color for the aqua drop, because please, they are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to watch this video. See you next time.